It's the reunion for War of the Worlds, a challenge, and we're hitting all of those hard topics like if it's okay to make a dating profile for an app when you're in a relationship, if you should date somebody for followers, and Kyle cut his hair. Stay with us just a second.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, there's a jam. There it is.
There is that jam, that good old stock music jam.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome in. It's the challenge on AfterBuzz TV. We got War of the Worlds reunion we are covering tonight. MTV decided to pack 2 hours of a reunion into one episode instead of separating them into weeks, which we found out today. So that was fun that we had to crash watch this thing. So we got 2 hours of drama and tea spillage everywhere that we're going to try to condense into this show for you guys tonight. So bear with us. We're going to unpack everything we can, like Cam and Leroy, Cam and Davonne, and this letter with Theo, Tapegate, a lot of more information and facts about this and what Davonne had to say about that. Zack on Bumble, just because it's just how you get a kick out of your relationship. Just add a little flair.
It's so funny.
Bear in Georgia, Pauly trying to grow his followers by dating Cara. We got a lot to get into. So my name is Jenna Bussier. Thanks for joining us. We got our full panel. Dan Lingard is here.
Hi, everybody. Disney Dan in the house.
Disney Daddy Dan is here. Pamela Gross-Gills with us.
Hey,
what up, girl?
Super excited to get into this. There was so much drama, and I'm here for it.
Pam's got a lot to say. She's already
I'm like
itching right now. She just wants to just let it all out. And David Christopher is here.
DC, that's me. You just love this drama stuff.
Of
You
course.
love it.
And David could not be more upset with this episode. He hates the drama. He hates anything like
I
this.
just woke up. I was on the couch.
I will say, we'll get into our overall thoughts quickly, but I will say at one point it was so hard to just listen in to the drama and everybody yelling at each other because they were constantly yelling over each other that it was hurting my ears. And then I was like thinking, just let them finish, let them talk, and then you talk. And then I was like, oh, is that what people are talking about when they comment on our show and they say that we always talk over each other?
Totally get it, Jen. When you do that to us all the time, now it makes sense. I totally get
I
it.
was like, oh, I get it. I'm sorry that we always hurt your eardrums because
Wait, what are you talking about, Jen?
Because we always yell over each other. Because we always have hot takes and we're so excitable.
Let's do it.
All right, so let's get into it. Overall thoughts quickly.
Quickly, if you look to Leroy's left, there was a stool, and Shailene was sitting on the stool. She was in the dark a little bit. There you go.
Shadow Shailene. Okay, I really did love this, and there is so much to say. My major hot take overall observations for me, my takeaways were I have some complete flip-flops in that a usual favorite Davonne turned into a thumbs down for me. A usual hater more than anything made sense and turned into a thumbs up for me, and that is Amanda tonight. I'm not saying I like her. I'm not saying I don't think she's an awful person, but she made sense at least, whereas some people were just yammering and saying things that didn't add up.
I cannot wait to hear about your newfound like for
Listen,
Amanda.
let's not say the newfound like for Amanda, but what she was saying, her responses, her receipts, if you will, checked out to me. They made sense, and I'm
calling a spade, I think.
Yes, exactly. Telling it like it is, and a lot of people on reality TV are like, I tell it like it is, and it's like, no, you're just obnoxious. She was actually sort of responding and telling it like it is.
Okay,
tonight.
like it. And David, this is not the episode for you.
I still felt she was still obnoxious. In fact, I felt like this whole episode was kind of obnoxious. I felt like I was watching Maury or Jerry or something. I felt like they could have just literally cut this down to like 30 minutes of just...
Do you think so? Because I feel like all the drama that kept getting bring up, sorry, I'm a little sick tonight, so my grammar is off. All the drama that kept getting brought up one after another, it's like I almost forgot about it, and then when they would introduce it, yes, I'm so excited to hear about this.
Yes.
Like I forgot about the Zack Bumble stuff. I'm like, yes, tell me about it.
Totally
there were
agree.
moments that were like, okay, but overall, I mean, honestly, like I checked out a few times, and then I was like, oh yeah, I like Turbo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who,
Right.
by the way,
Right.
didn't really talk tonight,
Right.
and he won the whole damn thing.
Right.
Okay.
So there you go. Just a really quick thing. The Miz is an awesome host. He's so good at what he
Yeah.
does.
Yes.
And Lolo Jones was a plant. She was
Useless.
furniture. She
Yeah.
was not there. It was awful.
I think you guys are being way too hard on Lolo. I know that she stirred the pot a lot on her own time in the challenge, so I don't know if I can necessarily say I'm a fan of her. I think that she's hot-headed. She has a bad temper on the show. But she did great tonight, I thought.
As a
she was
host,
fine.
she contributed 0. She read 3
She did
questions
what she
off a card.
needed to do, but that's what she was there for. I mean, I
No.
thought she showed personality. She was laughing. She thought somebody, I forget.
So were we, and we weren't being paid to be an extra host. I can't believe you're standing up for her.
Nah.
She was awful.
She didn't bother me. I'm not sitting here thinking like Lola was awful. Why was she there? I'm like, oh, they added another host.
should
She
do,
was
like,
cool. Like it was fine.
It should be like a Miz, like she was awful.
Yeah.
No, but if we're going to compare, the Miz contributes. He knows the people. He clearly watched the season and can expand on things. She didn't bother me, but she didn't bring a thing to the table either.
Okay.
So
We got so much to do.
Okay,
Here we
yeah.
go. Yeah.
forget
Enough
about it.
about Lolo.
My bad.
Let's hop into the first topic then. Okay, so we have a little bit of Cam to start. Killer Queen Cam at the top. So we hear about the Cam and Leroy situation, and we come to find out that they were friends. There was never a true label on it. They never got exclusive. They never said, you're my boyfriend, you're my girlfriend. But there obviously was strong feelings there, which we grasp that sense at least. But now we see that Cam did go to visit Leroy in Vegas and was staying with Leroy when she also, it appears, went out with another guy or hooked up with another guy. So then Leroy then kicked her out of his place where she was staying. So
I mean, to me, that story sounds innocent enough. For the record, I love Cam and I love Leroy. So it sounds like there's a big miscommunication there. It doesn't make any sense to me that she went out with a friend and he thought she was cheating and kicked her out, and that was the biggest. And now that caused such a rift. I feel like there's some more to the story that we don't know. Overall, though, I really like both of them. I don't know. That one doesn't make sense.
Were they
to
official
me.
boyfriend girlfriend?
No.
Leroy,
But they were hooking
Leroy,
up enough
get
that
over
she-
it. Get
that
over
she
it.
went to
What?
visit him.
Yeah,
Done.
here's the thing. I'm going to put a spin on that. I mean, I really have no clue what really actually happened. I agree with you, Pam. There's got to be something more to it.
Yeah.
I like them both, but I will say, them aside, just in general, if a girl is coming to visit me
Yeah.
and stay with me at my place,
Yeah.
and then she takes off with some other dude,
Yeah.
you're not going to stay with
Yeah.
me no more. Like,
Yeah,
that's
no,
just not
you're gonna
cool.
get pissed, even
That's
if
not
they're just
cool.
friends.
That's what I'm saying. Leroy, get over it. Stop talking about it.
Well,
Who cares?
I mean, it
Well,
got
he's
brought
upset.
up.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
ask
Just-
the
yeah.
question.
Yeah,
Go
but I'm not
away.
going to be like, hey,
Alright.
after you're done with him, come right on
All
back.
right, and then
He deserves to be able to tell his side of the story because, like, as he tweeted out this season, he's disappointed with his edit because they're making it look like he freaked out and there's no warrant to his emotions against Cam and he's in the wrong. I mean, I think it's a completely disrespectful move because it's not like Cam happened to be in Vegas staying with other friends and hooked up with Leroy one night, was in his bed one night,
Right.
and then went out and then found another guy a separate night. You flew out there, I believe she's from Jersey, you flew out there to visit Leroy with the intention of visiting him and staying with him, regardless of whether or not you guys are boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yes.
It's still just, that's a ballsy move.
It sounds
to
like
do.
it was
It's really
insensitive.
ballsy.
she's
and
Killer
really
Cam for a
disrespectful.
reason.
It sounds insensitive. It sounds like she wasn't thinking, and it seems like she's a little prideful instead of apologizing. She's saying, "What? We weren't together. We weren't together again." Back to the. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Leroy did declare, "I don't do relationships with her," so maybe
Right.
that was her way of proving something. I don't know. I like them both.
True.
That's my.
And there's so much
do
more
like
layers
them
to
both,
that.
yeah.
But that's the
Right.
same thing as I love them both. So
Yeah.
it's hard.
Yeah, they're both right. They're both wrong.
And Leroy, do you really regret sleeping with Cam? She's really hot.
You don't
Yeah.
regret it,
Come on,
Leroy.
man. Like,
Come
Oh,
on.
yeah,
You might be mad at her,
That's
but
the hurt
she's right.
talking.
Yeah.
She's beautiful. But anyway, I think both of them clearly just need to move on because they're great
Yes.
people. And if Leroy was never going to make her exclusive, then it's almost like he shot himself in the foot in the long run. If
And
you
now-
are going to end up having feelings for her, but you don't know that sometimes until after.
I know,
the
but
fact.
that's my point. Is
Damned
like,
if you do
In this
it or
feud,
don't.
I wind up as Team Camroy. Still, I like them both.
Not team
Not
Camo.
Lee or Cam. Yeah, Camroy for the win. They both.
Sam? Anyway,
They're both
so
valid.
Let's jump into that then. This Cam, Davonne, Theo love
Okay.
triangle. Kind of.
Okay.
So, Pam, you did a really good job talking about the situation before, so I'll pass it over to you.
Okay, so at the time that this all went down, I did listen to Davonne's live. I did, I was sort of following the story. Which for those of you out there was a Cam and Leroy, as we saw in the show, hooked up, and Davonne was apparently hurt about it. So my interpretation of what Cam said was that in the beginning, Davonne said, "Hey, do you like anyone?" Cam said, "No, I'm not here to sort of get into guys." And then her and Theo developed feelings for each other, and Davonne was hurt, and Cam expressed that she should have been more upfront with her that she was developing feelings for her, but she didn't lie to her. That was my interpretation of it, Team Cam. I think, according to Davonne, and again, it was a while ago, she also, at the same time as saying she thought he was cute, was saying she wasn't gonna get serious or get physical with anyone during the challenge, and she was like happy to sort of have a flirty friendship, but it was never gonna go anywhere anyway. I think, listen, they're all single. Cam and Theo started feeling each other. It is what it is. I don't think it was the big betrayal. It's not like her and Davonne are best friends and they both loved him. I mean, it's like you both just met this guy.
It could be a little bit dramatic, but to play devil's advocate, don't you think it could be hurtful to be in Davonne's shoes, and that is your number one girl, that is like her best friend in the house, and you went up to her first and you said, "I am kind of feeling this guy. I like him," and then you watch this new relationship unfold in front of your eyes. And it always sucks to be the outcast that you said you had feelings for this guy, and then your friend gets the guy. So I can understand why Davonne is hurt as well.
I agree. Hearing it last,
come on.
You feel stupid.
This is so
no
silly.
one wants to feel stupid.
I find girls attractive all the time, and they're like, "Oh, I liked her. I said I liked her. Okay, get out of here. I'm done with this."
This is back to the summer camp analogy. It's a pressure cooker. They don't have outside things. Yes, Jenna, I agree with you that I'm sure Davonne felt a little humiliated, and it would have been cooler had she not been the last to know or to see it the same way other people did. But at the end of the day...
Did anyone know this was a thing, though, when the season was filming? Like, we didn't know, like, oh, Davonne liked Theo.
No.
They brought it up at the end. So to show that she's humiliated, like...
She spoke to it. She spoke about it in her YouTube channel.
Yeah, well,
So
you know what, Pam? I don't care.
Oh, my God.
Okay, next then. I mean, again, don't care, not a big deal. I get what you're saying, but I don't think Cam did anything wrong.
Right, and I'm not saying it's about wrong or right. It's just about seeing both sides of it, and I do kind of see both sides.
Yeah.
It's just a sticky situation overall, because if you're Cam, what are you supposed to do?
Girl code, what happens?
Right, there's girl code, but it's like, if you're Cam, are you wrong? You're single, you're now into him. Is it disrespectful to do to your friend when she said she liked him? But Davonne made it clear that she wasn't going to pursue anything anyway, right?
Yeah, could have been handled better, but at the end of the day, it seems like those three, Davonne, Cam, and Theo, have squashed the beef, so if they're good,
I
I'm
like
good.
that they did the
they're
hug at the
fine,
end.
I'm fine, you know.
The thing that's so funny about it is,
here.
so Cam and Davonne, there must have been more that happened, because they're saying, this is not all about guys. This is not just a boy problem, right? But it's got to just feel like, for Theo, he's just sitting there, he's off scot-free, and then it's like Cam and Davonne are kind of arguing about this guy. I mean, it could have been any guy, but it's just like, Theo's just sitting there chilling.
I mean, Theo's a part of it, too. He made a decision to go after Cam versus Davonne, you know what I mean? So, but they're just talking to each other about it.
A part of it, but he's not a part of the girl, like, the girl conversation that they would have had prior to the situation. And it's your friend that makes you feel stupid, not the guy you like, and your friend that you count on you to be honest. So back to agreeing with you, one feels, if I had a friend and I said, "Oh, I like Dan," and you said, "Oh, I don't like Dan," and then Jenna and Dan got together.
Is there truth to this?
And then Jenna didn't tell me, and I found out like while we were doing this, I'd feel stupid and be like, "Jenna, you should have said something to me."
Well, Pam.
Conspiracy.
You guys
why can't we talk about this off the show?
This whole time, Bill.
I know.
What happens behind the scenes?
We have too much to talk about, so let's keep it moving. Before we do, we love you guys. Thank you for always tuning in. Dan has more information for
I think you just said it all right there. No, thank you guys so much for making us the ESPN of TV Talk. Give us a 5-star rating on iTunes. Give us a comment. Give us some likes. Subscribe to all of our fun channels here at AfterBuzz TV. AfterBuzz means the world to us, so stick around and comment.
But really, guys, thank you so much. I think this was probably our most viewed episode last week. It seems like we got 18,000 and counting right now on YouTube for last week's episode, so thank you so much. Thanks for not taking our ending video of the AfterBuzz final too seriously, because we sure as hell didn't. We love you guys. Thanks to the live chat for always tuning in. With that being said, this will be my last show
No.
with AfterBuzz for now. I am actually moving back to Jersey, so I love you guys and appreciate you. Thanks for being on this ride for War of the Worlds with us.
Don't worry, we're not going to let her go that easy. Well, you haven't seen the last of Jenna.
We're gonna kidnap her.
Jenna
We'll kidnap her.
Underscore. Okay, so let's keep it moving.
Okay.
What do you want to talk about next? Should we talk about
Zack.
Zack or tape? We're gonna get into
Oh,
both.
tape's big.
Okay, let's talk about Tapegate. So, on the subject of talking badly about people behind each other's back, which is kind of a funny segment that they showed people's confessionals and then they made them talk about it word for word on the stage, which I like because a lot of it was humorous, a lot of it was joking, like Dee and Zahida saying, oh, I'm better than her physically, athletically, and I look better, all that stuff. It was all kind of cute and funny. And then Bananas shuts it down and says, okay, actually, I have something serious I want to say. Davonne, I think you owe me, Kyle, and Theo an apology because he basically feels defamed and saying that Davonne took to her YouTube account when she wasn't even there during the situation and she should have never said stuff that she said because it escalated to Bananas and Kyle and Theo then being accused of assault and taping Amanda to a wall and all this stuff that never happened and it was basically extremely exaggerated and blood and screams and all this other stuff and that Georgia and Zahida were actually there. So it turns out that Amanda was doing her thing. She was being drunk and wild and crazy. And playfully, everybody tried to kind of tape her up. As they said, like, Amanda, if you keep talking trash, we're going to tape you up. I mean, it was great to have the facts and the light shed on it. And I do feel bad that Theo and Bananas and Kyle and all these guys were shown to be worse than maybe they were, or they shouldn't have been accused of assault if they weren't assaulting. But the situation still kind of rubs me wrong. I still think it was weird, like that she was taped and that her hair kind of got pulled out. It still is uncomfortable for me.
I just feel like there's another way to deal with someone who's drunk and being annoying versus getting consciously getting out tape and putting it on somebody. And the way Bananas like, oh, we put it on her hands, but then she broke free. Then we taped her ankles, but then she broke free. So what? It would have been worse if you just taped everything up and didn't let her break free. You still were taping her up. It's weird. Like, is there another way you can? I know Amanda is. I can only imagine Amanda drunk. I mean, we see it on the show. I don't want to be around that either. But I'm not taping the girl up. That's all I'm going to say. I don't really have much more to say about it besides that.
First I'll say good for Bananas for calling Davonne out on that, especially because stuff like that, especially in the media, that could go very bad.
And she wasn't even there. That's what I don't like about the Davonne thing.
So that's the thing where it's just like that can be taken a lot more serious than it obviously was. And so, I mean, I don't blame him for being upset. I'm on the fence. Again, I think it's a situation you'd have to be there. I mean, yeah, like the taping thing is weird, but at the same time, if it was completely playful, completely innocent, like you said, she's breaking free, but she's like having fun with it. That's one thing. If she's like literally just like freaking out or something,
but we don't know because none of us were there. That's
what
why
I'm
it's
saying.
So crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
It depends on the situation. You know what I mean? So I can see both sides. I can see how it could maybe just be fun and innocent. Everybody's, there was girls involved. It could just be something like that. She's drunk. It's the challenge house. You've seen crazy stuff there. But again, or it could be the other way where she's like freaking out. It's like you don't know unless you're there. You know what I mean? It's hard to say.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm on the fence about Davonne posting on her YouTube account and talking about it because she was just recounting the story she was told. I know maybe she wasn't there and she doesn't know all the facts, but she starts off from, I don't believe it was malicious, and this is what I heard and witnessed from Amanda. So she does recount her story and what she was there for and what Amanda told her. But it is, maybe you shouldn't talk about anything that maybe you don't know about, and also making guys look like they are assaulting people when they're not.
Right.
So that's one thing. But it's also bringing attention to a subject that shouldn't be talked about. Should Davonne have brought attention to it? Because now we're seeing that things could be covered up or there's a right way to go about things,
Right.
Okay. This is my take on this and why I think Davonne is so in the wrong. I think Davonne is extraordinarily smart. She is not a dumb person. To make a video, to get on a live in this climate that we live in and accuse 3 men of assaulting someone, mummifying them. Her words were bloody hair. And she knew what she was doing. It was extremely inflammatory. She didn't say I wasn't there, or maybe she did. My point is, she didn't mention Georgia and Zahida. I think Davonne exploited the situation for attention. And she got it. And if Davonne and Amanda are besties, as everyone's saying, which I never saw them hang out ever on the show, but if you want to talk about this and bring awareness to this issue, why don't you call up your best friend and say, what happened? Tell the people, if we want to shed light on it and you were not there and you're going to pick and choose who you're calling out and you've got a beef with one of those people because you feel, I think she had ulterior motives. I think they were clear. And when you're saying things like that about someone, you better have been the victim of it or at least witnessed it, because that has serious repercussions to people. And that is a really, really intense crying wolf for something you were not a part of. And if you are going to make a video about that to the world and call people out by name and accuse them, and she did, then you read her thing on this show. She's the one that said mummified. Mm-hmm. She's the one that put those things out there. And those are words that mean something. And to say that someone did that and
I don't
call the guard and MTV ought to show I was like, yeah, I wasn't there, so I don't know, but it sounds horrible. And now even Amanda, everybody, and Davonne said, yeah, I'm sorry. It's like, so it was a big kind of misunderstanding. Well, that was turned into a really big thing.
It is weird that she didn't mention that Zahida and Jordan were part
yeah.
of it.
Yeah. She said Amanda didn't tell her that when she came and told her what happened. She said Amanda failed to tell her that. And then Amanda also said that she did have the tape wrapped around her head, so then she turned that into being mummified.
Again,
that's what happened.
If you're going to run in here and say, Jenna just assaulted me in the parking lot, if I'm going to get out and tell the world, Jenna just assaulted Dan, I'm going to get my facts straight. I'm going to talk to Jenna. Davonne has power. Davonne has a following. Davonne said very accusatory things against 3 people that I don't think were fair.
I mean, I don't know. I can't remember verbatim what Davonne said, but I don't think Davonne
she apologized.
I don't think she used the word assault. And I know that she prefaced it on her
did.
video. Okay,
Yeah,
I don't remember her saying assault.
I just think it's unresponsible of Davonne for what she did, and I think on top of that, after the fact, knowing that it wasn't that serious, she should have at least issued an apology or addressed her audience of what the facts were with the situation and not just kind of let it play out. Because, like, I agree with you, Pam, that kind of situation can turn into something very serious, and that's not cool. You know?
That's what I'm saying. I like Davonne, and I think she's very smart. And with that responsibility, are you a role model or like Amanda? No. But Davonne, I put on a higher place than an Amanda who would just talk smack. I trust Davonne to some extent. So when you find out that was sort of all, oh, well, it was just my take on what I heard happened, and the ramifications that it could potentially have for these guys, it makes me a little disappointed.
Well, Amanda, they should have allowed Amanda to speak a little bit more and go into, like,
she's the victim
she's the
of
one
it
that
all.
it happened
Well,
to.
she didn't want to. I mean, she said her own thing, saying, I'm not going to talk about this anymore.
I don't know. Even the way Bananas was
She probably
describing it,
doesn't
though.
remember it.
Even
Amanda probably doesn't.
when Bananas was describing it, you're saying that you'd feel okay with him duct taping your wrists and your ankles, and like that felt uncomfortable to me.
It sounds like such a Bananas
again,
joke to do, too. Like, the fact that he's like, I forgot about it.
He's like, we got some gaff tape. Like, Bananas, how about you just kick her out of your room and lock the door, bro?
Well, he said numerous times that he tried doing that. I don't know what was that.
The same way,
But and again,
But she's sliding her, and she's so skinny, she's sliding underneath after he locked it. Like, what are we doing here?
I agree, Dan. The taping is a little extreme. I do agree with that, but also the context of the situation.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And if there's multiple people around, like I said, and if everybody's just kind of joking around, having a good time, if she's not legitimately like, oh, this is like offending me, or I'm not having fun, or whatever. I mean, it's hard, man, because we don't know.
So it makes it okay that like 5 people were there doing it instead of 3.
No,
like,
I'm not
for me, it makes
saying-
it worse.
No. I'm saying, but as far as the approach that Davonne took of like
these 3 men assaulted
attacking,
this woman.
assaulting a woman.
Oh, yeah.
And again, I want to say for the record, no, don't tape anybody up. Nobody tape anybody up. However, back to is it a big deal that Cam likes a boy I like? You are in this pressure cooker. They grabbed gaffer tape. I like that he noticed that. It's like, we have limited props. This tape was around. Imagine Amanda at 3 a.m. when you have a challenge the next day and you start goofing around. I'm not condoning it. I just think it's irresponsible to talk about it.
The 30 other people in the house didn't tape her up, though. So there you go.
They weren't involved.
That's
like
always
saying-
going to be a touchy
Okay.
thing.
Well,
Let's talk about then. Let's move on.
Okay.
I feel like we beat this to death, and
Baron Georgia. Baron
I
Georgia.
or Poly followers.
Oh, I like that one, too.
Oh, okay.
Either one.
Okay.
Let's do both of those, and then Zack Bumble.
Okay.
Because that's just the
those are the
best
fun
thing
ones.
ever.
Okay.
So what was first? Polly hooking up with Cara for followers. Yeah, let's see.
Burn.
Let's go around. Yes or no? Believe it or don't you?
Yes, I believe it, baby.
Pam?
I think those two crazy kids are in love.
No.
David?
I know how this works, so I think they're all hooking up with everybody for perks.
For clout.
I'll say
They're
that.
all doing
Not
say
Cara
that.
and followers.
Yes, I'll say that.
I don't know. There was
No,
something-
maybe not Cara, but Polly is. Cara was
She's-
already fine. She was already well off
To
doing
some
her
extent.
followers.
In the beginning, I would say absolutely, because I think Polly
They
wants
live together in Montana. Would you move to Montana for a showmance?
We're not talking now. We're talking when this all started. When he
So
got
in the
onto the
beginning-
challenge for the first time. You're telling me he didn't look at Cara and say that girl's got
When
a lot
it
of stuff going for her on the
started-
show. It's going to help me. Even Banana said it shortcutted his way
Well,
in.
Bananas, of course, has to make it about Bananas, is saying he wants to be me. I do think Polly wants to be the new face of the challenge. I don't think he wants to be Bananas. Everybody they're on, as Amanda said tonight, that I thought, yay, Amanda, we're on reality TV. We're all doing things for attention. Is there a
Right.
small part of you that thinks, oh, a showmance with the face of the challenge is certainly going to boost my stuff? Sure. Do I think they're faking it? No, not at all. I think that's
All the question was asked was that did he get with Cara at the beginning for
She
followers?
seduced him.
Say yes or no.
That's
she did
kinda
seduce
true.
him. I mean, like,
She did.
I
Yeah.
think that there's
so I don't
nothing-
know how we can call him
I think
out
there's
on that
nothing
one.
more Polly wants though is to be reality TV famous. And be
Absolutely.
the poster boy for the challenge.
For
So I do not
sure.
doubt at all that that was an influence in him dating Cara. But I do think I felt from them tonight that they are so content with each other.
Yeah.
They've been through a lot, ups and downs, and I still think their relationship is. I can't make a comment
I
on
think
it.
they're both
Who knows?
wackadoo and
I
super
think
annoying,
it's
but
so
I think-
kooky. I think
Yeah.
their relationship is ridiculous, and I loved tonight that Polly was being called out left and right for Cara being cheated on and for her kind of being like the second woman, which felt sad and disrespectful for her. But I mean, she knew and she went back with him. So you're gonna have to reap those consequences. You're gonna have to deal with people talking about it. This is a relationship you decided to continue, so you have to deal with people's opinions and hearing about it when you're on reality TV. But I just thought it was so funny that it's being called out constantly today.
Unfortunately, I think Cara is. You would think after like a lifetime of doing this stuff, she would be a little more media trained and a little more savvy. I think she is so terrible on these appearances. Like, I agreed with her sentiments, but she is very bad at expressing herself.
I kind of like the way she expressed herself today. I'm going to be honest.
On the,
I kind of like
on the
her.
Bear and Georgia stuff, I liked
The Bear and
Cara's
Georgia
stuff.
idea.
I think her and Polly just seemed like they did not care about the outside world and their opinion on their relationship, which I kind of dug. Even though I think their relationship is ridiculous, I kind of like that it seemed like they didn't care at all about anybody chirping at them, you know?
I agree. Yeah, they seemed unfazed.
I mean, I disagree. I think there were some moments. I mean, I don't know if it's the editing or what, but I mean, there's some moments where it looked like some of those digs did affect
Well,
Cara.
the other woman stuff, because that
It
was
sucks.
Yes.
I mean, again, but that is a choice that she made, and I think she
Right.
knows that deep down, this is the time where it sucks. She's like, I'm happy with my decision that I got back with him because this is my man and I love him, all that. She's finding happiness every day living with him, but getting those zingers and stings all the time, it's like, well, that was your decision. I think she knows that, and I think that's a pill she's swallowing, like, well, this is what's going to happen when I do this, you know?
Yeah.
At least, I don't know. I can't put myself in her brain exactly.
She seems very defensive, but she has to be. She's on the defense all the
Yeah.
time. Another thing, I know, don't at me. Why does Davonne hate Cara so much? Why does she hate her so much?
I mean, we're not in
Did
the
they-
house with them, but I think Cara definitely has victimizing tendencies.
I'd be
She
annoyed
just
by
hates her
Cara.
as a person?
I think
Okay.
Cara plays victim a lot too, you know, like certain situations she'll
Yeah.
act as if like, how could this happen to me? But then she'll kind of jump on somebody else for the same situation.
So, should we lead that into Bear and Georgia?
Let's do it!
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Take it away.
I just want to say I like Cara, so.
I love Cara. Again, I like that she's bad in these situations. She is, she seems like she's in it for the show. She's not a good personality, like being herself and speaking. She doesn't come across, I don't mean this as an insult, I mean it as a compliment. She doesn't come across great in these situations. I 1,000,000% agree with her about the Georgia situation, and I don't know why it's being portrayed as bad. Georgia's not mad, so why is it a thing? Like Cara bringing Georgia to here, of course. Why is that stirring the pot? Of course you want him to get called out. We all wanted him to get called out for cheating on Georgia, who we all love.
I'm a bigger Davonne fan than I am, I guess, a Cara fan. I love Davonne's charisma, and I think she's hilarious in her confessionals, but I actually was agreeing more with what Cara was. It's hard because Cara wanted Georgia to hear that Bear was cheating on her, essentially, which I am there for. I think Georgia should know. If you're hooking up with somebody who you don't think has a girlfriend, you need to know that. So I think Cara was being a good girl and a good friend by bringing Georgia over, but Davonne was trying to call out her intentions, and then Cara's intentions became blurry, because now Cara's getting caught up saying, sure, I wanted to see her kick Bear's ass. Right. Which essentially means I want Georgia to see what Bear is doing and then beat him out for it, which is great.
Here's the thing: no matter what Cara's intentions were, at least she was gonna see. Oh my God. Georgia was going to see what Bear was doing behind her back. If they went the Davonne way, which Davonne's like, I was going to tell Georgia after, but it would be coming from a second party. And even Georgia said, if it came from a second party, who I don't know if I would have believed it. At least I got to witness it. So no matter what, if Cara, I don't care if Cara's wrong or looking for whatever the hell, more fucking more followers. I'm so
Disney
fired
Dan.
up. Disney Dan.
Disney Dan.
I know. I'm just Cara. 3/4 of the time, I do not like Cara. So who cares what her intentions were? At least she got to see what Bear was doing behind her back.
100%.
Georgia is not mad. Why are you coming at Cara when Georgia was like, I'm glad she told me? It's a thinly veiled, silly reason to hate Cara or to say Cara was doing this nasty, evil thing. And I think, what? Come on, this is a weird pick and choose of that's.
I feel like it's going back to almost like the Pauly being with Cara for followers thing. I think Davonne's picking a big target to get attention in TV.
That's why I got mad at Davonne tonight. All of a sudden, it seems like she's going after the bananas. Cara, she's doing what everyone's accusing everyone else of doing
Davonne didn't
for
want
attention.
to bring Georgia over because I don't think she wanted Georgia to feel embarrassed or humiliated in front of everybody. But I mean,
buy that for a second.
I don't buy it at all.
I don't
I 100% agree.
You were
going
to tell her in private when you could say, "Oh, he was Skyping," and I could tell it wasn't his cousin.
Oh,
no,
like bottom line, like if. I'll put it this way: if I have my worst enemy in the house with me, and that guy comes over and tells me that this girl's messed around on me just to get a rise out of me, I'm still going to be happy that guy told me, because now I know what this girl is doing.
That's all it is.
I could care less the intention behind it. The fact is now I know.
Yeah, I agree. I would want to know. You got to know the truth.
She's also totally contradicting herself with the Cam Theo thing. It's like, you don't want to feel stupid. You want honesty. Now you're calling out Cara for pointing out the truth. It doesn't add up, and I agree. That's what to me was revealed tonight that made me unhappy with Davonne was, wait a second.
And again, the worst part of this all is all this stuff is happening about this person getting this information. Meanwhile, the perpetrator is sitting there scot-free again and is just cooling right now.
I was
like
talking about
talking about, oh, isn't it so funny
that
I said it was my cousin? Isn't that hilarious? I don't know, is it hilarious that you're dating underage chicks as well? I don't know, you tell me, Bear, you're so hysterical.
No,
and you
Bear
used to like Bear.
Bear can dirty Dan word right on
I knew
off.
he
I
had a
told you.
feeling of tendencies.
Yeah, and was such a smug jerk. God, talk about wanting someone to be taken down. That guy.
I just get so embarrassed.
Rude.
I just get so embarrassed for some of the challengers on these reunions because they just saying stuff to say stuff a lot of times, and then Davonne started dancing when I really didn't agree with her point. So it made me. I was like, oh my God, Davonne, just sit down. I'm embarrassed.
So
I'm embarrassed. I was like, am I watching this? I don't know. I can't rewatch the reunion. I was embarrassed when she started dancing and like saying, like thinking she was right in that one case. I was like, no. It's not right.
I was upset with her. It did turn for me tonight from her telling it like it is to telling it like you want it to be, with a very
that's
directed
interesting
goal.
thought. Yeah,
but it also speaks to the relationships on these shows for the most part. Everybody cheats on everybody on these shows. Like if you hook up with somebody in this house, how do you ever trust them? How do you ever think that they don't have somebody back home? We found out that Ash had somebody back home. Ash had a girlfriend when he hooked up with Zahida.
But he said he told her.
Everybody cheats.
He said he told her, this is not going anywhere, this is physical
he
attraction.
still cheated on his girlfriend back home, though.
That's why this whole thing should just be a joke, because I think Georgia does have feelings, but she also just like doesn't really care.
I love Georgia.
What was Georgia wearing? She was so cute.
I
think such a cute outfit.
Georgia's adorable. I don't like seeing her hurt. Back to
but I don't think she is anymore. She's like, oh, well, I really hope I can keep my hands off him. But, like,
Right.
she doesn't really want, she just likes
He's
messing around with
gross,
him.
though. Unless there's different code of conduct in the UK. Because the things he said, if I were her, I'd be like, okay.
What about the code
Tonight.
of conduct when you are in South Africa and you're just feeling a little frisky one night and you go on Bumble and you're like, I'm going to make a fake profile because this is sick.
So
and
funny.
hilarious.
It's funny.
So funny
It's
to
just
show
funny.
your friends.
I'm just a jokester and all my friends are going to think this is so funny. So I make this fake profile and I'm like, whoopty, oops,
All right.
I have a girlfriend.
I need security, Jenna.
And then,
leave me alone.
and then it is her fault, and I need to be restrained from my girlfriend because she is acting ridiculous and foolish when
All
she
right.
finds out I almost went on a date in South
Let
Africa.
me say this real quick about Zach because you're all going to
Awful.
just hate on him. So I'm just going to jump on the other side just for fun right now.
Okay.
Zach thinks he's funny. I'm a comedian, okay? All right? I know what funny is. Zach thought if he did do that and he actually thought that was funny. It wasn't funny. But to Zach, it was.
Like-
So in theory, my thought is he went on Bumble like, oh, they're going to think this is so funny. I'm going to get so many laughs at dinner tonight. He's a moron.
You think he's that dumb?
Okay,
that he
I think
thought
he's
it was
that
gonna
dumb
make him
that
laugh?
he thinks that's what funny is, and that's where I'll leave it, and you guys can all shit
All
on
right,
him now.
mine is Jenna,
think he's
not
that
our
dumb.
Jenna. Jenna.
I think he is. I really do.
Challenge Jenna. Girl, you got to get yourself together. I'm sorry. Watching all this back and her being like, yeah, well, in the moment he didn't. I know I'm saying a lot of unpopular things tonight. Jenna's a very sweet girl, but honey,
Tell your
Zach
truth.
is a liar. He's a jerk. He's not even nice to you. I mean, I think she needs to move. I hope that she. Again, they have
They're
their
gonna
own
stay together.
relationship. Blah blah blah. Talk about abusive. That guy's a jerk. I'm sorry. Zach's a freaking jerk. Whatever excuses he comes up with are so stupid. And I wish she didn't allow herself to be in that relationship.
I know, and I love Jenna so much. I don't mean to laugh at her pain. I
She's
don't mean to
all right.
laugh at her relationship. But I need security. Like, is that not the funniest thing? Zach saying, I
a
need security
doofus.
from
Yeah.
a 90-pound girl. I understand that he needed security for his peace of mind. I know he wasn't
No.
going to hit Jenna people before you say, I'm being ridiculous for reading too much into the whole security comment. Like, that's what you're getting at when you made the most boneheaded move of all time. What did you think anybody's reaction was when you have a girlfriend like Jenna, who's drop dead gorgeous and cool as hell? What do you think her reaction is going to be when you make a Bumble account as a joke? No girlfriend, no significant other ever is going to be like, oh, you're so funny, honey, it's cool.
Right, like, Zach, you're wrong. Say, I'm
Right.
sorry. That's it.
But instead it's like, you're being ridiculous,
yeah.
Jenna. Like, are we over? Because
Right.
I can't
Are
deal
we
with this
over?
mental hell you're
Oh my
putting
God.
me through.
I'm
It's
still-
laughable.
I'm still confused at what the funny part is. Seriously.
To Zach?
I'm so
You're
serious.
going to have to
like,
ask Zach.
It's-
why,
It doesn't-
why is this funny? What was
Hilarity
so, I don't
ensued.
get
Like,
it.
what was your end game?
I
Like,
missed the
what was the punchline? Yeah.
I'm sorry. On this one, I'm almost Team Amanda. I like Jenna, and she's had her moments, and I think she's a good competitor. But at this point, when she's on it with Zach, I'd like to see Amanda without Zach, or not Amanda, Jenna without Zach on a challenge. When they're together, I agree with Jenna. She's furniture. She's like, will
Speaking
not
of furniture-
defy Zach, will not do anything, will not.
Gus is also furniture.
Yeah,
His hair annoyed me tonight.
His hair was the man.
His hair was flying up there. Yeah, it was very high up.
Dan, you're such a big fan of Gus.
I can't stand Gus.
I mean, you know I love long hair, and I was heartbroken when Kyle cut his off, but he looked very handsome. He looked nice. But, again, on the Gus Jenna thing, I just don't think they make good TV. I feel like they're just
They're all, that's what
calm
I'm
and
saying.
collected.
There's so many things
But
about
like,
Gus.
I'm
It's
okay
like
with that.
yeah,
We have enough psycho people
You
on
need
this
a
show
straight
where it's like,
person.
I'm cool with Jenna and Gus. Y'all don't want to be petty and in the drama like Gus said. More to you.
Speaking of Kyle, did you see his neck tattoo that went up into his? Did he always have that, or we should know because the hair?
I don't know why. That's a good point.
We
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
Yeah,
he had a
actually,
huge
yeah.
tattoo on the back of his head.
I feel like a different person today, but I gotta admit, yeah, Kyle looked good. Like I would never. Well, he looked so stupid the whole season and so ridiculous. And with his normal hair, he's a good-looking guy. Like I finally get it now. I've been like this doofball with his headbands and pigtails. How can you even tell if he's good-looking?
But back to Zach, because there's
Yeah.
no train I'd rather ride than the hate Zach train.
Okay.
I mean, he just clearly, I don't know why he's still going on these shows because he really doesn't care.
Yeah.
Which, in a weird way,
Right.
I almost sort of do respect that part of him. Like, that he's not taking these challenges too seriously, and he's not trying to be a Polly, or he's not trying to be a Bananas, where it's like, this is my life, this is how I'm making my fame, I'm a reality TV star. He's just like, all right, I kind of want to go home. Can I just go? I mean, I'm just going to throw this challenge to go home.
Davonne has joined us in the live chat.
Oh, get out.
So that's going to be great. She said, LOL, oh honey, with a bunch of...
Ask her why she hates
Davonne, what's up, girl?
I hate Cara. Because I don't know. And she
Okay,
clearly
Davonne,
hates
let
her.
us know and we'll read it off.
Yes.
This is incredible that
Okay.
you joined us in
We
the
need
live
to
chat.
know
What
that.
up? Thank
Yes.
you so much. Yeah, if you have any takes on the Zack,
Well, we've been
thing,
shitting
jump
on her all
in.
night, so I'm sure she's pretty pumped to be on the live chat with
No,
us.
listen, and to the people watching and to everybody that supports us, we love the show. Obviously, we take it very seriously. We care about it, and we like the dialogue, wrong or right. Like, that's great. I'd love to hear the inside scoop from the horse's mouth. Like, no, it got edited this way on the reunion. No, it got. That's what we need to hear.
Yeah.
Did you?
And there's
you know,
always more
what's
to the story.
What's the story? Yeah. So, Bananas and Zack.
Yeah,
on
so
Zack?
now, Zack is just clearly giving no Fs. And
Yeah.
what ends up being, I think, the most disrespectful thing is, not that he wants to leave for himself, is that he said he wants to pick Sahida as a partner because he thinks that's going to be his closest ticket to leave. And she gets choked up. She's like, Dan, you were playing me this whole time. You never said you wanted to leave. Every time I make fun of you, I heard all these rumors and you were lying to me. But that just, I think, what Zack is. He's kind of just a POS.
jerk.
He's lying to everybody and he just doesn't care.
Well, as Banana said, fool me once, fool me twice, fool me 7 times. Like, yeah, Zack is a liar, apparently. And the story with him telling Bananas he would throw the challenge and then he didn't is also jerky. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's jerky to throw the challenge because there's people that really want to be there and to take it seriously, and then it's jerky to not do it after you say you're going to
I'm
do
not
that.
mad at him for not even wanting to be on the show. It just don't lie.
Well,
I
then
guess.
don't go
You know,
if you
yeah,
got a
or don't
wedding.
go. But I guess you got that paycheck, so how can you blame him for that?
Davonne, right? I'm watching from the beginning, but I don't know. We don't know if that's really her, but it is her. That's her YouTube channel that we were checking
think it's
out. So
Davonne.
that's her. That is her YouTube handle channel. So
All right.
it's either her or someone snuck onto her
Live
account.
chatters, get to the bottom of this.
They're all working on it. They are
Okay.
calling. They're asking questions to her.
Yeah, ask only Davonne. What was your dog's
So
your first pet's middle name?
Davonne, if you are in the chat and you can answer our question, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
If you
We
could
can
shed
talk
light
about-
on. I love that you called out Polly tonight, and I love how you said it too. That you said, Polly, you know I love you, you know we're friends, but you're pointing the fingers about all these cheating allegations.
And you're cheating on-
Meanwhile,
yeah.
you cheated on Cara. And she's sitting next to you right now when you were with another girl. So let me know how that unfolded, if you can. Did you and Polly hash it out after? Are you guys cool? Like, tell us more about that situation if you want to comment.
And isn't Davonne like in Thailand right now?
That's what they're all
Filming
saying.
season 34.
Oh, we just got
Yep.
catfish.
No, the live
Although-
chatters have been saying that the whole time
Although
too.
I don't know how they pre-set up all their social media because they're all still like Instagram living and all.
Yeah, and let me ask you this though.
Or-
I thought Day was on the fence of going back. She definitely went.
I don't. Davonne, if you're
You know what I mean? Like, it was like
I
one of
don't
those
think
things
this
where-
is really
I
Davonne.
don't
The fake, the imposter
Right.
Davonne just said,
Navon.
I'd like them to keep the same energy, please.
Yeah,
Hearts.
okay, Davonne, get out of here. That's not her.
So Johnny,
her.
Zack, what else? Bear, Georgia, what else? Oh, Hunter, Nani.
Yeah, Hunter
Nani?
Nani bombshell. So, first off, how do you ghost Nani? So, I
Why?
guess they got
Why?
Again,
Why would you ghost Nani?
Why? I think it was just. All this reunion really. Hunter is someone that I love and like really has a place in my heart and I want to love. That's just making me like him a little less every time he does. And I put him in the stupid camp instead of in the like bad guy. Not stupid, but making boneheaded moves. I'm not calling him stupid. I think he does a lot of boneheaded things that are not thought through. And he's not a bad guy, but dude, he's another one that's gotta like step it up. Like, don't ghost Nani.
he was sitting in the corner all night, kind of hiding under his
Right.
hat brim. Just he did not want to be a part of this reunion at all.
Yeah.
And we do know at this point that he is having a baby on the way.
I do think that that's his personal life, and it has nothing to do with the show, and it didn't need to be talked about as much as I want to know.
If you're Nani, though, and you think he had a secret girlfriend the whole time, and now she's pregnant, it has to do. She was convinced that, she was like, I don't know anything about him.
Yeah,
like,
that's
that
true.
seems shady that she was like, there's a girlfriend.
Yeah, that's
And he
true.
said, no, there's not. No, there's not.
Because if they're hooking up, Nani should have
Right.
known, like, hey, you have a pregnant girl at
Well,
home.
right.
Or maybe Hunter didn't know that yet. But again, it goes back to you can't trust anybody on this show.
I know.
I guess not, but I feel like you have to feel
But
when
the
you're
way
making
it-
konnections with people. If they're not, I will give Ash credit. Zahida said I knew what it was. There was no hard feelings. I knew this was a physical connection for what it was. She didn't think they were falling for each other.
No, but she came back and she was infatuated and she was calling him and she wanted to hear from him.
Nani.
Yes.
Yeah, Nani had tears in her eyes. I'm
Yeah.
saying Ash and Zahida. That was like, yeah, I'm hooking up with you because I'm attracted to you and we're young and single and in this house.
Yeah, but for Nani's sake,
That was
even
terrible.
if Hunter doesn't want to be with her, just tell her. Just answer her. The fact that
Man
she
up.
got ghosted was messed up. And it shows more of Hunter than what we think we know
Yep.
because he tries to be Mr. America's sweetheart and be all like, I never do anything wrong. You know, I have the most outstanding morals. Meanwhile, you can't even tell a girl, like, hey, I actually have a girlfriend
Yeah.
or I'm in a relationship. So
I like Hunter. I will say
Yeah.
he's shown good character in times we've chatted. He seems like a really cool guy, and who knows how complicated his situation is. He maybe didn't know how to tell her. He didn't know if he should. Who knows what's going on at that time? So it's hard to say. But I mean, there's clearly more to this, especially by the way he's reacting to everything. And I don't think he would just necessarily ghost Nani for no reason. There's got to be more going on, and he's obviously.
he doesn't want to
I
talk
think he
about it.
just didn't
Right.
know what to say. I think for
Right.
him it was a showmance, and she was either misled or surprised by that. He didn't address. I think the same reason anyone ghosts anyone. It's like I don't really know what to say, so you just don't say anything. But I just think he's got a little growing up to do, and I like Hunter too. I'm rooting for him, but he's got to stop doing things like that.
Oh my god. Shailene has just joined the live chat. This is crazy. Day, you've been one-upped. Deal with it.
Shailene, girl, how you been?
How you been, girl?
Living. All right, this all comes full circle to the fact that congratulations to Turbo. Turbo won this damn thing.
And let's say this real quick. Turbo and Theo finished first and second place. They were barely mentioned in the Holy Reunion
is
side
about drama.
because they don't create drama. That's crazy thing. We're promoting the wrong thing almost in a way, and it's kind of disappointing.
The reunion is to sit and air your dirty laundry. It's
All
not
right.
to go over the competitions.
Okay, just
wants-
saying.
Yeah, that's
I'm
why I
just
fell
saying
asleep.
what happened.
Yeah.
Very disappointing.
Good
All
point, Dan. Good point.
Oh, you think? There we
This
go.
has been a great season, as we saw. It exceeded expectations. We went in after Final Reckoning and Vendettas, which were like flops. So War of the World put it back on the map. Excited for season 34.
Yeah.
Coming your way. Thank you, everybody, for being along with us this entire time. My name is Gianna Bussiere. My Twitter is Gianna_Bussiere. And it's been a fun time. Thank you guys for everything.
Yeah, all right. Maybe fake Davonne, maybe not. We don't know. The Dan Lingard on Instagram.
My name is Pamela Gross Joe on social media. Thank you guys so much for joining us again. Please take what we say with a grain of salt. We're just watching the show and commenting.
David Christopher, find me at David Punkar Christopher on Instagram, DPR Christopher on Twitter. Jen, we are gonna miss you.
Yeah,
This
I don't-
sucks.
I'm in
This
denial.
sucks.
I love
Thank you
you.
guys so much for sticking with us this whole time, especially with this girl.
Denial.
We will see you hopefully next time. Jen, find her.
I love you guys.
Yeah.
Good night, guys.
Thank you.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.